Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Caden, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about our impact on the earth. So first of all, kind of what is our impact on the earth as human beings? First of all, I kind of want to go into as consumers, at least those people who excessively eat meat, obviously. I want to go into some facts about that and everything. So first of all is overfishing. Overfishing is a big problem lately because overfishing leads to obviously fish population declining, and the coral reefs are all dying because of the lack of fish there are and all the trash that we're throwing in the ocean. But I'll go into the trash about the ocean in a little later part. And again, that's slowly killing the ocean. And now a movie I would recommend to watch if you are interested in kind of learning about overfishing and all that is called Mission Blue. That was a good movie. I did like that quite a lot, so I'd recommend that if that is something you'd be interested in watching. And then plastics and general waste. Most of our waste or plastics either go to a landfill, and that can even end up just going straight into the ocean. And as for recycling, I'm sure again most of you know recycling mostly gets thrown into the trash as of lately, and even before COVID that was an issue too, but now I just learned more about it, so it's a little bit irritating because the government tells us to recycle and everything, yet they're the ones throwing it into the landfills, creating the issues. So all the trash, actually a little fact, I'm not exactly sure what year, but probably in the 1900s, when we were creating more and more trash, the governments would actually throw the trash into the ocean because the ocean would make it disappear, so the ocean would clean it up for us. Well, now that we have more technology, people are discovering more parts of the ocean going deeper. There's actually trash in places that humans haven't actually been to before, yet we are impacting the ecosystems in the ocean because of our trash from less than 100 years ago. And the amount of trash even in the farthest places from the land, there's guaranteed to be trash there because of how much is ending up into the ocean. And because of that trash, there are dead zones where fish and honestly just any kind of life does not exist because there's no corals, there's no seaweed, the water is just dead from nutrients, and there's nothing living in the water, so nothing lives there because there's nothing to live off of. So we are creating those dead zones because of the trash that we're putting in and all the other waste that's going into the water and all that kind of stuff. So again, I would definitely recommend Mission Blue. It is on Netflix, so if you don't have Netflix, I'm sure you can look up YouTube videos with clips from this, because I believe it was released in 2014. So again, it's called Mission Blue. And then another kind of impact that we have is logging and deforestation. And the reasons for doing logging and deforestation is because, for one, you need the land to be cleared for whatever use that you're going to be using it for, and obviously you get wood from it because paper and all that kind of stuff. I know we're kind of reducing our use on paper recently, going more electronic and online kind of paperwork kind of things like that. So but wood, we still need wood for building houses and all that kind of stuff for like development, cities and stuff like that. So a quick fact then is most of the land on Earth that is inhabitable by us is 71%, and 77% of that land is actually used to support and grow food for livestock, and the livestock also live on that land. Um, while only 33% of the global protein supply and 17% of the global caloric supply is actually made by this 71% of the land that we're using for livestock. So it's clearly not a very sustainable way to be living off the land, because we're taking more than we're giving, and we're depleting the area of nutrients and all of that kind of stuff. And then, as something I mentioned before in a different video, animal agriculture actually creates more pollution than all transport vehicles combined, and it creates methane, which is much more toxic than actually CO2. Now, I'm not saying, keep driving your cars and whatever, because obviously that's not very great at all. I drive a car. I'm not saying I don't, but try to limit the places that you need to go to, and depending on where you live, get exercise, walk to the store, ride a bike, get some exercise. Exercise is always great for your body. So then kind of what can we do about our impact, and how can we possibly even reverse it? First of all, I want to go into just kind of eliminate or reduce the amount of animal products that you consume and use. Obviously, I'm not saying you have to or anything, but if you are wanting to make a change, at least try to reduce it, because I understand meat is good stuff and all that kind of stuff is pretty good. So you do you, but that is just one way that you can help. And then gardening. You can garden your own food, try to use as little chemicals as you can. Use natural fertilizers, garden with no chemicals, if possible. Fertilizers are great. You don't have to get anything. You can make your own compost, which is fertilizer. So that's pretty easy to make. It just takes a little bit of time and maybe a month, and then you've got some good compost to use in your garden. And if it's your cup of tea, you can protest. For me, I feel like protesting isn't a very good way, because that's kind of stigmatized. You're very opinionated when you're protesting, and that this is my opinion too. So, kind of protesting. I just feel like it can become very hostile very quickly, so I choose not to do it. This is kind of my way of protesting, if you will, kind of sharing the information that I know. And then just use less plastic. Obviously, you need to go to the shopping centers and go shop, get your groceries. If you don't, obviously make your own food, which, of course, most people do, which is totally okay. So if you're going to be shopping, there are things that you can actually purchase from multiple places, or you can even make it yourself. Just cloth bags for your vegetables that you're going to be grabbing. You can just throw them in there, or some mesh bags. You can get those too. Mesh bags to throw your fresh vegetables in. And then after you get all your groceries and you go up to the cashier to pay and everything, they'll bag up your stuff. You can bring a reusable bag. Obviously, that is probably something most of you know about. You just bring a reusable bag that you use every time for your groceries, instead of plastic bags and using all that. And again, about composting, if you have any food scraps, any moldy food in your fridge, don't just throw it out. Make a compost bin, throw it in there, mix it up, and then you'll have good compost for your garden. It's very high in nutrients, and it's very useful to be using. And then last of all, I kind of just want to say that another way you can help, if you don't feel like doing any of these other ones, you can also donate. I will leave some causes down below in the description of that you can go donate to. Or if you even don't want to donate your money, you can donate your time and go to the coastlines, pick up trash, or you can even just volunteer somewhere and just pick up trash along the highways or something like that. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can donate your money, your time, even. That's a good way to do it. So you can donate your time to go help out a food supply center or a garden center or something like that. You can do that. And also about gardening, you can try to look up a community garden. If you don't have enough space in your backyard to actually garden, or your landlord or whoever owns the land that you live on does not allow that kind of thing, you can try to find a community garden, and you have to just pay for a plot of land, and then you're good to go. You got some land, and then you can grow whatever you feel like on there, and that's a great community to get into because of the people, the other gardeners there, and they'll give you tips and tricks on how to garden and everything like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know down in the comments if you have any more options or any more options that you want me to go talk into. I can go more than into depth about all of these reasons I mentioned. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.